Welcome to South Asia Maps. Mitrom and Bandhuvam. This is your presenter REddy. At South Asia Maps, your presenter REddy will bring you fascinating South Asian heritage and culture in the form of icons, maps and images. Today's the topic of discussion in the Partition of India 1947 is Sisyphus Syndrome. India's Muslim problem is a Sisyphus Syndrome. Sisyphus Syndrome means a fruitless, endless effort. That means you work forever and forever, but it is endless. Here a person, Sisyphus, is moving a big boulder round the hill. When he puts there, it falls back. Again he goes back and moves the boulder to the top of the hill, it falls back. That is called Sisyphus Syndrome. Here, this gentleman is a Sisyphus Hindu. That is India's Muslim problem, Sisyphus Syndrome, a fruitless, an endless effort. What is it? Let's see. In Greek mythology, that means the ancient Greeks, not the converted Christian Greeks of today, there used to be a king of Corinth called Sisyphus. One day he was cursed by a prominent Greek god Zeus. The king was given a chance to move the boulder from the base of the hill and put it in the top, but when he puts it back, it always rolls back and goes back to the base. He starts again, does. That means in the Greek mythology today, the Greeks believe in some mountainous region of Corinth, Peloponnesus peninsula of Greece, the king Sisyphus is still doing the same. That means it represents a fruitless, endless effort syndrome. Here we have used that to Sisyphus as a Hindu society today. Here we have a Darul Islam, the land of Muslims. Pakistan means P for Punjab, A for Afghania. That is at the time used for a Khyber region, Pashtun majority region, northwest frontier province or Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and so on. K stood for Kashmir region, at that time ruled by Hindu Maharaja Dogras. And S for Sindh province, and general Stan is Baluchistan. Pakistan means a pure land. The converse, the people living there, they fought violently and got it partitioned. The cowardice Hindu leadership of Congress, nominally Hindu leadership, agreed for it under duress. That is, Pak means pure land, and Punjabis and Sindhis and Pashtuns and Kashmiri Muslims and Baluchi Muslims, they thought their neighbor non-Muslims are impure, so they overnight committed genocide and whoever survived came back to India. That is Sisyphus Syndrome. Fruitless, endless effort. In secular India, after partition, whatever remained, secular constitution was put in, and Hindus were reduced to the status of hewers of wood and drawers of water. Means third-rate citizens with no value except some nominal voting rights to vote the secularists to the power. The everyday social violence and Islam-induced violence, street rioting in India, a very common feature, that is called accession of Islam in India. It is a eternal constant effort. Hindus are appeasing them forever. So they are involved in a fruitless, endless effort called Sisyphus Syndrome. That is the Muslim problem in India. There is a demographic aggression going on in Hindu society. Whatever the Kashmiri Pandits living there, they were eliminated and sent back. And large scale Muslim population numbers are increasing in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. All the border districts in Pashchim Bengal are Islamized today. Lot of districts in Assam are Islamized today. In Malabar historic area, British Madras Presidency like Kasargod and Kannur, Wayanad, Ponnani, Mallapuram and Kozhikode, Calicut, they are Islamized, and Hindus are under pressure and doesn't know how to deal it. Mahayogi Sri Ram Swarup, Sitaram Goyalji started Voice of India think tank publishing house intellectual forum, and they analyzed this problem and has given a concrete solid solutions how to face the Islam in India. It's an intellectual problem. Converts are our own people. They behave very violently, aggressively because of their violent belief system. So they take to the streets for every excuse, rioting in the streets of Delhi, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Calcutta and so on. Mahayogi Ram Swarup says you need to rise the street level fighting of Muslims. You have to face the bully in the street first of all, do not give in, but eventually rise the debate at intellectual level. For that you need to know Islam, Hadith, Quran, Quranic godling Allah who divided the mankind into Kafirs and Mu'mins and divided the world into Darul and Islam and makes the converts who accepted this sterile principle of Islam as a very hostile to the parent body. You need to know about it, you need to talk about it at intellectually debate level. Now Europe is also under immense pressure by Islam. Eventually they will realize hosting the Muslim population in any society is very hard. When the Punjabi Muslims and Sindhi Muslims and Pashtun Muslims, Beluchi Muslims and East Bengali Muslims, they said we cannot live with you, the Hindus. Bengali Muslims said they can live with the West Pakistani Punjabi Muslims at that time. Later they partitioned and fought, and that's a different story. So that type of thing you have to intellectually rise it and debate. It's very, very important. And Mahayogi Sri Ram Swarup Ji has analyzed these things in very detail. They started Voice of India think tank that led to Hindu awakening. The Sitaram Goyalji and Ram Swarup and Coenrod Elster considered to be forefront thinkers of modern India, especially Mahayogi Sri Ram Swarup Ji. And if you are following the presentations and social media channel, I strongly request you, please subscribe my YouTube channel, South Asia Maps, REddy, and you can find a lot of other interesting presentations there. So this is to show the finally the Sisyphus Syndrome. During the partition, Hindus has given all these territories, Jammu and Kashmir of Dogras. Here you can see the Punjabi territories, and you can see a lot of East Bengali districts were given to Muslims, and lots of Muslims were kept still in Assam, and they were kept in Uttar Pradesh. All the Hindus of East Bengal were driven away, and all the Hindus and Sikhs of Punjab and 30% of Hindu population in Sindh were decimated. And the question is why you have given the land 5 subas for Muslims, Darul Islam, that is Pashchim Punjab, Sindh province, Baluchistan province, and Pakhtunkhwa Khyber province, and East Bengal, and still kept the Muslims in India, was not asked by any congressman or even by so-called nationalists like Janasanghis or BJP, RSS. That was first time asked by Voice of India, intellectual think tank, seriously at ideological level, and they dissected the problem at serious level. So thank you very much. Today you know what is the Sisyphus Syndrome, the eternal chronic Islamic problem in parent bodies or in kafiri societies, even after giving 5 subas to them, 5 provinces them in 1947. So remember, and you have to, we need to move to the new way of thinking and analyze the problem and resolve the problem, as Mahayogi Sri Ram Swarup says. Thank you very much. This is your presenter, REddy. See you later in other presentations.